Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for, oh my God, everybody, Monday, December 1st. Year's almost over. 2025. Still got this thing going on, y'all. This is not going to be long because I'll start coughing. But anyway, let's get down to it. What I liked about today, we got to see Leo. Leo's actually getting quite tall. A little preteen, not even preteen, teenager, right? Happy to see Leo. Ned is out the hospital. Uh, Brooklyn and him surprised Olivia and Leo. Michael picked him up from the hospital and brought him home. So everybody's happy. They did make mention in passing about Drew stealing the heirlooms. And Ned asked BLQ, okay, did you tell my mother about me? She goes, you asked me not to. He goes, I don't. He goes, she needs her rest right now. She needs to recuperate. I mean, not rest. She just needs to recuperate and just unwind. And I need the rest, right? And he goes, aside from the fact that once she finds out what Drew did, I'm gonna need my strength to help deal with this. So, anyway, bottom line, there had better be a strategy, and the strategy is call the doggone cops. Why is that so difficult? See, you can't say possession is 9/10 of the law. If that were true, everybody that stole from anybody else, the stuff is theirs now, right? No. Those belongings never belonged to Drew. They were never in his house. They belong to the Quartermains, and Monica in specific, in her house. Okay? Easy slam dunk case, period. Now, I expect Ned, everybody, to jump on that like this week. I really do. There is no reason whatsoever that it would be a battle to get those family heirlooms back. That's not even a fight. And I'm surprised they haven't sicked Michael on him, but I guess it's like this. Michael needs as little interactions personally with Drew as possible. Ned needs to fight this fight, and it's not even a fight. Ned needs to make the right phone calls, period. 100% case closed. Okay? As a matter of fact, Michael was taking him out the hospital. They should have been swooping by the PCPD and making that formal complaint of theft. Seriously. So, guess what? Chase's dinner was completed without, we thought there was going to be a little hitch. We sure did. Um, Chase says dinner's ready. And Leo says, oh, good, good. You know, because Outback sure looked hungry when I let her in. And everybody looked at Leo, and Leo looked, and they go, where's Outback now? And there's Outback gazing at that glazed turkey, looking at it. He was up at up on the table, mouth on the table, little face on the table, nuzzle, looking like just knew that dog was licking his chops for that turkey, right? So they go running in the kitchen, and Outback hadn't touched a thing. Hadn't touched not one thing. So I think it was I think it was Gio or Emma was holding him talking about what a good dog. that Outback is. She's well behaved. And I thought, yeah, she's better than mine when they were alive. Because let me tell you something. If there was any cooked food smelling good on the level that they could jump up on, oh, they were eating that. That was a wrap. They were going to eat it and say you shouldn't have had it where I could get it, right? That's the whole thing. But anyway, so Brooklyn is like, we can't eat this. And I'm thinking, why not? Right? They hadn't had a full meal to completion in over 30 years. So she goes, this doesn't feel right, but I know what we could do with it. There's people who need this, who just they don't have what we have. And I thought, well, send them that pizza. That's what you gonna have? Send them the pizza. So anyway, they end up at GH. They took the whole meal to GH, and Portia had it spread in the conference room. She goes, Monica every year would make sure the employees that were working on Thanksgiving had a Thanksgiving meal every year. And I thought, well, since when? But okay, because if she did that, then why didn't she have the duplicate Thanksgiving meal delivered at the Quartermain house? And they would have been having a turkey dinner for the past 30 years. Well, hey, right. I ain't, I ain't mad at what they saying, what they writing. I ain't mad at it, right? But anyway, I have a question for you all. Isaiah Gannon, is he unnecessary or what? Even with his scenes with Portia. Well, Dr. Gannon, I know your schedule because I approved it. And you were not working tonight. What are you doing here? And there he is. I'm like, oh my God, can you not say something? Most of his scenes with Portia, he did finally say, well, I knew you'd be here all alone and, working. And I knew this would be difficult for you because this would be probably the first Thanksgiving you weren't spending with your family. Whatever. He said that in one line. Everything else, no speaking. Even when they were eating the pumpkin pie, because I know it wasn't sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie. Um, when they were eating the pumpkin pie, she's like, mm. And he's looking at her, gave her a piece. And fast forward, period. She locks the door, closes the blinds. Oh, she wanted to get busy in her office. Now, at the Ashford house, um, Marshall's in town, and Stella's there. That Stella comes from the kitchen, and Trina, I can't stand her. Of course, Curtis. Kai finished up all the arrangements for Drew's wedding. And Drew says, okay, everything's done. Make yourself at home, relax, get a drink, enjoy the wedding. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, Congressman. No, I'm sorry. I have other holiday plans that I made long before you set this wedding date. So I can't break them. And he goes, I hope you're not too disappointed. And what was funny, Kai didn't say, is it okay that I go? You know how he was always asking for Drew's approval and yeah, approval and letting him do it, right? And he just says, "Oh, I hope you're not too disappointed." In other words, because I don't give a doggone, I'm going, right? It's a holiday. I made sure your whole wedding is going without a hitch. I know you don't have a problem with it. So anyway, Kai goes to Curtis's house, and um, Marshall and Stella were talking. Well, no. Doorbell rings. Trina gets it as Kai. And oh, they're all happy and blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to Marshall for a quick minute. Then the doorbell rings again. Trina goes, oh, get it. We're busy today. Opens it, and it's Jordan with a pot of greens, small pot of greens. And Trina just looks at her like, what you doing here? And Curtis goes, Jordan, come on in. Trina, Jordan walks in and she goes, I brought a pot of I bought some greens, a pot of greens. And Stella said, Jordan, I always make greens. And Jordan says, well, Aunt Stella, you can't have too many greens. Here's my little pot. And I thought, well, good, Jordan, because you only bought enough in that little pot for you and Curtis. That wasn't enough for a family. But anyway, anyway, oh my God, I don't want to start coughing, y'all. So anyway, um, she goes, oh, okay. She goes, but listen, everybody, I can't stay. I'm actually having dinner with Jens tonight. So I have to go. I just wanted to come by and wish everybody happy Thanksgiving and bring, the greens. But I'm gonna go ahead and go. And Trina's just standing there like good, get out. So Jordan heads for the door. Curtis goes, Jordan, Jordan, hold on. So he goes out the door behind her. And he's saying, you don't have to leave, Jordan. And she says, even though Aunt Stella invited me, Curtis. Oh, and they did give TJ an honorable mention. TJ is out of town on Thanksgiving, family holiday. Is he out of town with his new wife, with his new girlfriend? What's he out of town for? Right? On the holiday. So anyway, she goes, well, even though Aunt Stella invited me, I took one look at Trina's face and I didn't want to make it uncomfortable. She goes, it's obviously too soon, right? And Curtis says, well, you might be right about that. But, I really wish you could stay because I want you here. And so they just kissing, making out outside. Now, Trina and Kai are coming. They forever eavesdropping on. Well, not they weren't even eavesdropping because shame on Marshall and Stella for talking about the new addition to the family. Portia's pregnant. Oh, and they so happy. All of a sudden, you hear whatever Trina was carrying drop to the ground and says, what did you just say? And they both look at each other. I said, see, this is why y'all don't need to know nothing. Because you can't keep your big mouth shut. Both of you. Both of you. So Trina comes outside and it's like she sees Curtis and Portia just, back in the day, and those of you that are my age, you know that they were just a necking. Those necks were going with that kiss, right? And she's like, ah. But just as Curtis stops and looks at her, and Jordan's kind of like, Nathan is coming up saying, Curtis Ashford. And he's like, yeah. He goes, you need to come with us down to the station. And Curtis says, why? He goes, we have some questions for the attempted murder of Congressman Drew Kane. And Jordan looks, and Trina's like, right? Now, before Nathan got the call to go there, he was at the wedding with Nina, and oh Jay, oh Jay, and she's hugging all on him, and I'm let me digress, or go back to with Nina talking to Willow. Now we get Alexis arriving first. No, Nina arrives first with a wedding dress for Willow. Elizabeth arrives. But uh Drew has some negative words to say to Nina, you know, you better not try to ruin this and blah, 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 just pretty much threatening. And she just looked at him. She's like, psh. So she goes back and brings Willow the wedding dress and she's talking to her. And she told her, she said, Willow, I have to say this. Yes, I'm supporting you. I am. But I want you to know if you don't really want to marry Drew, we can walk right out the door right now. Right now. And Willow looks at her. And so then she goes, Drew has you thinking that he is your only way out of this, that he's the only person you have. Willow, that couldn't be further from the truth. You have me. And look, I know our relationship is strained, but I will get you a house. I will give you money. I will get you an attorney. And I'm thinking, she already got an attorney, but okay, right? You don't have to have Drew to be independent, Willow. You don't. And look, the things I do for you are no questions asked. You don't even have to speak to me. Period. Right? And she goes, you would do that. She says, absolutely, I would do it, Willow. And so Willow says, Nina, stop. No, I'm marrying Drew. And so Nina says, do you love him? And Willow looked at her and Willow said, I don't have to love Drew. I have to beat these charges and get my kids back. She goes, I don't have to love Drew. I love my kids. And I'm thinking, really? Really? Because first, a year ago now, it was I love Drew and my kids are with me. Okay, they kids. Look, kids will want to sleep at Disneyland if you asked them. They don't have no say, right? So Nina says, so wait a minute. You're not marrying him for love. You're marrying him for this is a strategic move. And Willow says, Drew and I know that this is the best way for me to beat the charges. What better way than me being married to a congressman, me being married to the person that I'm accused of shooting, and he is backing me 100% with his faith in me. What better way? And I'll be married to a congressman while Michael is married to a hooker. I mean, is dating a hooker. Yeah, I'm gonna get my kids back. See, they keep writing it that Willow has this is a custody hearing. This is not a custody hearing. This is a visitation hearing. Custody has already been settled. It goes to Michael. Now the visitation schedule is what needs to be set. So it doesn't matter if you're married or not. What matters is what have you done for yourself lately? And quite frankly, what have you done in the best interest of your kids lately? So anyway, Nina gets, she goes, you know what? I'll say no more. Now Alexis shows up and Drew threatens her. And I'm thinking, you know what? I am so sick of this man. And you know what? It's mainly women he does that to. I can't stand it. He talks down condescending to them. You know, it's ridiculous. Male chauvinism at its best, okay? So anyway, Elizabeth helps her get dressed. And Nina actually bought her a really nice looking dress. Nice, classy looking, wedding dress. And kind of almost looked like a nice fancy evening dress. It looked really cute. And I was thinking, where else can she wear that? Because that's a pretty dress, right? So we shall see. Scout Alexis was there for Scout, of course. And Scout's supposed to be spending the night with them after the wedding because Drew and Willow gonna do their little honeymoon thing, or so Drew thinks, right? They ain't done no honeymoon thing with her living with him, but yeah, they gonna do a honeymoon thing tonight. So we shall see. Now Willow comes out, like I said, look nice in the dress, walks up to Drew, hands Elizabeth the bouquet of flowers. Now the side window, we've got Alexis and Scout. I swear to God, they got Michael peeking in this window that everybody should be seeing him. Everybody should say, "Oh, look, there's Michael. Come on in, Mike. What you doing peeking through the pane? The open pane that we all can see the look on your face. You see what's happening." You see that face up there? And I thought, now, why would he do that? And I'm asking, I want your opinions, everybody, in comment corner. Why do you think Michael went to the wedding or is outside the wedding, stalking, peeping, tomming through the window? What purpose does that serve him? I was trying to figure that out. I was thinking, okay, now Michael, I pretty much have liked every move that you've done. This one move, I'm not too fond of. Because this one move to me shows I ain't over her. And I gotta see, is she really gonna marry him? Is she gonna do it? He shouldn't give a doggone hot hoot. Period. I would act like, look, because Drew, when Drew gets a glimpse of him, Drew's gonna be like, yeah, I got you. This is now gonna be my wife. Was your wife. Mine now. How you like me now, buddy? See, there's just no way. I don't get that. So we shall see what's gonna happen with that, everybody. Um, Gio and Emma come to the queues, and actually Emma goes to the hospital to help them deliver the Chase's food. And Gio stays with Ned and they talk. That's it. That's all that happened today. So I got through this. Well, I coughed a little bit, but I got through it. Comic Corner, I tell you, I love it. It just keeps me so entertained. Like all weekend, I'm going in Comic Corner, reading the comments, liking the comments. So keep that up. Keep talking to each other. But um, I want to get some dialogue going. What do you all feel? Why? Why is Michael there? What's the purpose of him being there? I mean, I could see if he was there with the police, knock on the door, getting the heirlooms back. I could see that. I could see it if in the paperwork to take the heirlooms back included the ring and walk up to Willow, say, "Give me that, give me that ring. Which would it be?" hmm Snatch it right off her finger. I could see that, but they're not gonna write it that way. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm interested in hearing your theories and your comments on why is Michael there? What's the purpose of that? And do you like the fact that he showed up there, peeking in the windows? Huh. All right, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.